How many of you are born in March? Wow. March is such a very wonderful month. Now, March to Ghanaians represents culture. March symbolizes heritage. March stands for traditions and customs. And March stands for a lot of things. And as we are at the latter part of March, in as much we are marching into April. And the one aspect of March that makes it very profound is that March also depicts the independence of Ghana. And talking about independence, most of the time this question comes into play. Are we free as Ghanaians? But then let me explain this in a way that all Ghanaians would understand. First of all, a fruit from a tree in the middle of the Garden of Eden was what led all of us into slavery and Ghanaians. That same taste of ignorance and curiosity was what led our forefathers to lose their identity and bravery. So for the typical Ghanaian slavery story, the British were here 1553, and that is exactly 472 years ago. But 2,000 years ago, God had become man to save man from himself, for himself, and unto himself. But right now, I want you to sit down and relax. I wouldn't come all the way here to bore you with another history class. The devil, as well as our colonial master strength, was simple and equal. The devil told Eve, if you want the knowledge that will give you the difference between good and evil. So our forefathers wanted their eyes to open, only for them to see the length and breadth and height of their greed. And now we lost our own gold on our Gold Coast. We saw so many slave masters moving around our territory, like the creation story and the Holy Ghost. Church, slavery is simple. Keep the body of the slave alive, but take away his righteous mind and authority. We are giving up our authority to Mr. Wickedness. He told us to take a bite of the fruit. We took the bite, and here we are observing our nakedness. What have we done? What have we done as Ghanaians? We realize we've been raped and robbed of our culture, of our creativity, of our character. We lost a piece of ourselves, and we became a piece of ourselves. Our blood was so much infiltrated with sin that no blood transfusion could save us. Our minds were corrupted. Humanity needed freedom, but God said, humans, be patient. I'll work this with my own wisdom. You humans are imperfect, but have a plan, perfected, unsuspected, unexpected. But when victory that God's people are not to be disrespected. God exchanged the blood of his son for the sakes of man. And that was what you call barter trading. The laws of Moses was a schoolmaster that was to lead humans unto salvation. And that was what you tried with your UGCC, created on the 4th of August 1947 at Salt Point. We came out with a motto that self-government within the shortest possible time. But truth and grace with Jesus Christ came in the form of CPP that debated and protested that these people needed a self-government now. Now, why this discuss and discourse? I want you to know that your agents of independence are humans that shed their blood for their family and their country. But Jesus Christ shed his blood for the whole world. I want you to know that your agents of independence have stripes on their back, and those stripes remind them of their tribulations and survival. But with Jesus, by his stripes, we are healed. Your agents of independence are people who lived and died, but with Jesus, he lived, died, rose again, and lives forevermore. And that is why Jesus was crucified on a tree, because from the very beginning, man stole from a tree. His hands were pierced, because from the very beginning, man's hand stole from the tree. Jesus' ribs were pierced, because that was where Eve came from, and that was where the church was born. That is why we are called his bride. A crown of thorns on his head to take away any form of curse that came to us. I'm telling you, the last Adam, Jesus Christ, came to correct any error that was made by the first Adam. And today, Jesus Christ stands on a bigger podium, just like a white woman, and he says, the independence of the human race is meaningless unless it is linked with the total salvation of humanity. God, your beloved believers are free forever. I want independence, but true freedom came from Jesus Christ. Thank you.